Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 20 of Storm Rider Gaming News Roundup. And happy Super Bowl for everybody who was watching the game. Unfortunately, the Eagles lost to the Chiefs. And I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. Like all previous videos, we'll start with the small news and we end off with some big news. And honestly, not a lot happened this week, but we good. We're just gonna go over what's been announced this week. Without further ado, here we go. Our first set of news that we got is EA Motive, the studio who did the Dead Space remake game, has announced that Iron Man has entered full production. This was from Reset Era, from a dev from EA Motive. He said, "We are both internally and externally that we've been interested in continuing our work on the Dead Space franchise. Our core group is passionate about the brand and we need to discuss what the right next step for us. The numerous factors that need to be taken into account at a studio and company level, but first, the team will take a well-deserved vacation before determining what's next. We have an amazing team at Motive that has started working on Iron Man, and you can rest assured that it's in great hands. That's so kind of you, but I did have an incredibly solid foundation story and characters to work from. The real Dead Space writers did an amazing job." Alright, so basically, it sounds like the team that did the Dead Space remake is going to be taking a break, and they have a whole separate team from Motive that's working on the Iron Man game. And it looks like some of the stuff have been laid out already, but he's saying, I don't know if he means Dead Space, but he says story and characters. So they have they have thought out how the story will go and how the characters will play a part into the game itself. Now they just need to build up on that. So like I said before, we probably won't see anything from this game until, I'll be surprised around E3 we get like a teaser trailer for the Iron Man game, because by the looks of it, when they showed off the first image that they were making it, the fact they have, like, they already designed the Iron Man suit and stuff, and I still say, just going off how it looked in the picture, it does look like the not the Superior Iron Man suit, it's I always forget I always forget the suit name, but it's like the Iron Man Prime suit or something like that. It's basically like the bleeding edge armor that he could create different weapons with it, just on steroids. And I'm really hoping they do this game justice. Iron Man is my favorite Marvel character in the Marvel Universe, and I have big hopes. Big hopes for the game. Alright. Our next set of news is we got a rumor for the next PlayStation State of Play and their PlayStation Showcase. It is rumored that a PlayStation State of Play is going to come around in March, and the PlayStation Showcase is going to come around June, most likely around E3. And I saw somebody say it was said from Jeff Grubb, and you don't know who Jeff Grubb is. I believe he's at Giant Bomb, or he does like a little podcast show, and he talks about stuff that his sources have told him. Like, he don't give out the sources' names and stuff, but he like talks about what he heard from them. And the things I heard that he said, some of them come true and some not so much. Like, he was the one who actually reported on the whole Iron Man game that's being made by EA. And the fact that when he said that and it turned out to be true, of course, some people who followed him a lot longer knows that he knows his stuff. So me now listening to the stuff that he says is like, this, if it could be legit that a state of play could be coming in March and a PlayStation showcase could happen in June, because PlayStation had been very quiet for the whole, I wouldn't say for the whole 2022 year, because we did have some state of play, but a lot of people want to see that big PlayStation showcase. What's PlayStation first party are doing? And so far, the only first party game that we know of that's happening is Spider-Man 2, and that's not coming out till fall of this year, for what Insomniac is saying. So, I don't know. It's just a wait and see approach. Like, me personally, I would like to see what PlayStation have building up for this year, because they are being very quiet. But at the same time, I want to say I won't be mad if they don't if they have no show. If they do show a show and it's like mediocre or something like that, I'm not gonna get mad about it. And if the showcase turned out to be true, basically, to someone, what I'm saying, my expectation is always gonna be in check. I'm not gonna overhype myself. So when you set your expectations and you don't get any disappointment, because they tell you what kind of show that they're gonna show you, and if you expected more, well, that's on you. Like, granted, we hold these game studios to like a higher standard, some more than others, and that's completely understandable. But just always, I'm just gonna say, always keep your expectations in check. Once you do that, you will not be upset about anything. All right. With that out of the way, our next news that we got is a statement from the developers of Forspoken. And the statement reads as, "Thank you to all the players who have enjoyed Forspoken and explored Athia since the launch. We've been listening to all your feedback and are hard at work on upcoming patch will include improvements to overall performance, graphics, playability, and general updates and fixes to the game content and across PS5 and various PC hardware configurations. We are committed to making Forspoken the most enjoyable experience possible, and we will provide an update about the timing of the next patch as soon as possible. We appreciate your continued support and patience." From Takashi Armamaki, head of studio and director of Forspoken. And granted, people have their likes and dislikes for Forspoken. Me personally, I have the game. I haven't played it yet because I'm playing a whole bunch of games also at the same time. So I have this thing. I finish a game, then I get on to the next one. So right now, unfortunately, I set myself up. I'm balancing between Monster Hunter Rise and Hogwarts Legacy, unfortunately. Even though Forspoken came out before Hogwarts Legacy, but Monster Hunter Rise came out before Forspoken, so my schedule is all over the place. I will play Forspoken. I did play the demo. I did not play the updated demo, but I will definitely get started playing the game. And I have seen all the stuff that was said about Forspoken that some people said and stuff. And me personally, some of the stuff that was said, I think it was kind of blown out of proportion in some stakes. Granted, you have the right to your opinion, how you feel about the game, but when it comes to the reviewers and some people who were just going off of a 2-minute video that was on Twitter about the dialogue and stuff, yeah, I could agree. When it comes to like dialogues in certain games, they could be so cringe or just off-putting and stuff. But it's like, to me, that doesn't make or break the game. So, like, you have your right to your criticisms for spoken and stuff and all that. But I truly believe some of the stuff that people were saying about the game, I personally believe that was uh uh overblown. Like like granted, I have not played the game, so when I do when I do play it, my whole opinion about it could change. But as I see right now, and some people who I follow who play and beat in the game from start to finish, I believe they're working on getting a platinum or they got it already. They took a chance with the game and they honestly say it's not that bad. Some people say like even the reviewers who gave it like a low score, they like I don't see it as like a 5 or 6. It's more like a 7 or 8. And I believe like yeah, like when it comes to Forspoken, I could say like it's probably like a high 7 game, a low 8. Like it's not. I'm not saying it's a perfect game because not all games could be perfect. If you say a game is perfect from start to finish with no type of thing, is either you're truly a fan of the franchise and stuff. Like when I come see stuff like that, I kind of tend to there could be a little bit of bias because your experience with the game could be entirely totally different. But yeah, so when it comes to like people listen to reviews from journalists. So I don't personally look at reviewers and stuff. Like I said I do like I do follow people who have played the game and play it from start to finish, and they say they like it. I I'm just gonna go. My opinion is the only thing that matters because I'm the one who bought the game. I'm the one who says who's going to play it. Their opinion is their opinion. I can either agree with their opinion or go against their opinion. That's all that's come down to. But as of now, I'm gonna hold my opinion fully of the game until I play and get like a good couple of hours into the game and stuff. And like, even if a game is bad, in my opinion, I'm most likely not gonna drop it till I finish it because I want to get my money's worth. So in me playing the game from start to finish, no matter how pretty bad it could be, if I spend that money on it, I'm gonna play from start to finish because I made a commitment. I put my hard earned money to play this game, and I'm gonna play from start to finish. Sorry for that little monologue. Time to go on with the next news, and this comes from the Studio Fantastic. If you don't know who that studio is, they're making this so-called game called The Day Before. And there's been a whole lot of controversy involving this game. Like, some people believe this game is not real, it's not a scam, it's a scam and all that. And I don't, like, it's kind of, I didn't really look at the timeline of all this before, but what I have heard is the game was delisted from Steam. They gave a whole bunch of excuses why this be. One of the excuses was there was a messed up in the Steam maintenance that removed it from the Steam wish list, which some people said that was a total lie. Right now, they said they're having a trademark issue that somebody like another company trademarked the day before. So if that's the case, that's on them. And they showed like a 10-minute, I can't really call it gameplay. Like they showed like a 10-minute video of, as a female, you're a female character, a creative female character, and you just walking around crafting like attachment for your gun, look at resources, and probably shot like a couple of zombies here and there. And some people, like, it's weird. They said the game was supposed to come out, I believe, in March. At least I saw some people saying it, but now it's got delayed all the way to November. So some people believe that they're using this as an excuse to now fully build the game and stuff. But I don't know. Me personally, I can't really call it a scam because they said they have not taken no pre-order, they have not taken no donations, nothing like that. So I can't really say it's a scam. But the interesting thing is, their Twitter put out this statement. It said, "We all live in a time of disinformation and lack of fact checking. Anyone can say anything for views and everyone will believe it. This information needs to be dealt with and can harm not only us, but also other indies and small medium studios. It also has a mental impact on the members of such teams. After the release of the day before, we think about how to help novice developers to deal with the fakes and accolade resources for this. Destroying is easy, creating is difficult." And I totally agree with that statement. But me personally, you have not shown enough to have people believe your game. Like, when I looked at it, the concept of the game looks really good. Some people say it's The Last of Us meeting The Division. But when you show off a 10-minute video of that, and this was supposed to be the so-called video where everybody been waiting to see, like come on now, like, you can't blame people how they feel just by looking. People say first impressions is always important. If you mess up on that first impression, you can have a lot harder time convincing people of your work. So in this case, yeah, you have a battle. You have a battle to get these people back on your side. And that's all I'm saying. Our next news is PlayStation and the Avalanche have announced a limited edition Hogwarts Legacy controller. And I'm going to say this controller looks fire. Like, you see like the magical things on the side of the controller, a picture of Hogwarts on the touchpad. That thing looks fire. I actually showed a couple of my friends that picture, and they said, "Nah, that's a controller that's not allowed to be used. You have to collect that one." And I totally agree with that because that controller just looks so good. Alright, enough me gushing over a controller. But for the controller's sake, for what I saw, that thing is already sold out. So if you was planning on getting it, it went up on sale yesterday, I believe, and that thing sold out in a matter of hours. You might still have luck to see if it's still on the PlayStation.com storefront, but I would not get my hopes up. Our next one comes from Capcom about their Street Fighter 6 tournament. It reads, "Congratulations to all players who fought hard this year to make it on stage at Capcom's finals. As everyone will be focused on the hard-hitting action at the finals, we wanted to give heads up and there will be no new Street Fighter 6 announcement during the event. However, we'll be sharing some big news regarding the 2023 season of Capcom Pro Tour, and the next round of exciting Street Fighter 6 news will be hitting in the not too distant future. Stay tuned. This most likely Street Fighter news will more than likely come around E3, or if the rumor of a state of play turn out to be true. Because it's not surprising, like, I could honestly see PlayStation giving Capcom a Street Fighter 6 its own state of play, because they did it for Hogwarts Legacy. So I will not be surprised if they do that for them. But besides that, yeah, Street Fighter 6, I believe it comes out in June. So yeah, more news might come out, is coming out for. I would say more than likely the next it most likely going to be more characters revealed, more likely. We got 2 more news to go over. Our next set of news is PlayStation had a 15-minute video of upcoming 4 indie games that are coming out for this year.
PlayStation.
Locations impacted in sectors Delta. Field Research Training Module 1. While conducting your field research out in the Olympic exclusion zone, you may find conditions unkind to your personal transport unit. Steel and rubber in particular are extremely susceptible to zone conditions. In your toolkit, you have access to the basic equipment you need to maintain your transport. When out on the field, make sure to utilize all appropriate safety gear and equipment. ARDA does not condone petty theft. However, should you find yourself in a life-threatening situation, you may at times borrow from your surroundings. Phenomena out in the wilderness, remember the 3 safety steps. Number 1, observe only at a careful distance. Approach only at your own risk. Number 2, do not attempt to contain or interact with the phenomena. Should you do so, immediately report your findings and follow appropriate decontamination procedures upon your return from the field. And number 3, leave them where you found them. the most important critical rule. Do not get caught out in the instability. We remind you that ARDA is not liable for any entropic reconstitution that occurs to you or your loved ones should you interact with the instability. All ARDA personnel are expected to follow strict protocol. Remember, personal methods of creative expression are highly encouraged so long as it does not interfere with official equipment. ARDA is not liable for any injuries or death suffered as a result. That's it for today's training. Happy trails and good luck.
PlayStation. PlayStation.
In the 4 games that are coming to the PlayStation platform, we have R1 Studio returns with our first look at the gameplay of Pacific Drive. Eternight harmonized love and conflict in the post-apocalypse coming this summer. An update on Anima Well and the origin story of its creator. And last but not least, we have Pixel Junk Scrapper Deluxe punches in on PlayStation this year. So nice that we getting some good, getting some indie games. Enter Nights for me is gonna be day one by when that become available. So yeah. Alright. Now to wrap up the night, our last bit of news comes from the Nintendo Direct that they had this week. Alright, the list of games that was announced at the Nintendo Direct was Introducing Volume 3 for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Expansion Pass DLC. Shake It Amigo, Turn Your Fashion Dreams into Reality. 2 Worlds on Suspenseful Thriller, Deka Police. New update on Bayonetta Origins. Illusion Island comes to the Switch. Wave 2 of Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass DLC, which is available now. Take control of your destiny with Harmony and the fall of Revere. Labyrinth Beckons from can't read that name. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp release on the Switch on April 21st. New content comes to Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Metro Prime gets a remastered and is coming to the Switch and it's available now. Raincoat was in Wings of the Heart take flight once more, and can't see the name for that game for some reason. Fantasy Life: The Girl Who Steals Time got announced, and Wave 4 for the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass. But the biggest highlights for the Nintendo Switch Direct was Pikmin, a new look at Pikmin 4. Splatoon 3 DLC is incoming. The classic game library for Nintendo Switch will include the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance catalog. And we got a new trailer for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And the reason I bring up Tears of the Kingdom, because it has been confirmed that it is now releasing at $70. Yes, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is the first game to be coming out at $70 for the Nintendo Switch, which kind of shows that Nintendo Switch is now going to join Microsoft and Sony on releasing their games at $70. It's pretty interesting that they chose the Legend of Zelda game to be $70 and Metroid Prime Remastered is $50, I believe. Because me personally, I believe Nintendo believe that their fan base will buy the game no matter what. So that's just my opinion on that. And do I believe the game should be $70? In my opinion, just the game will have content and all that, not take away from that. But the fact that it's on the old generation Nintendo Switch and stuff, I don't believe it should be $70. It should remain $60. But of course, I would say this: if you believe that the game is worth that price, buy. Everybody will have no matter what, there'll always be a game that somebody will buy, and they will pay that price. And that's where I would stand on that. Me personally, I don't believe the game is worth $70, but that's just me. Well, there's the video. I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.